Hello, Coco here. Today I'm going to be showing off. There we go. Today I'm going to be showing off my Minecraft beta world. Unfortunately, my skin's not loaded right now, so I can't be Futaba, but that's okay. I'm going to just show you all my progress so far and what I have. So, 0, 0 is pretty close to here. Let's see. Yeah, 0, 0 is that way. So I spawned somewhere on that mountain, but we're going to get there later. So let me get some high ground and just show you my main area. So that you may have seen this in some of my previous videos. This is my main house. I might edit it, but this is what it looks like right now. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for the music, but it's some nice music. So yeah, this, I'll explain this later, but this is my house. Let me give a tour of my house, and then I will show you all the rest of the world. So I've had this world for a couple months now. I saw some videos talking about beta Minecraft, and I figured I'd join in on the hype. So I installed multi-MC and, imported a classic skin, and so yeah. So every time I build a world, modern, beta, whatever, I always build a stairway to bedrock. And since we're on beta, we're on Y12, because on Y11, that's where lava is. So this is usually the block where lava spawns. So whenever you mine, I recommend going on Y12. And there's not as many advanced caves in this version. Well, there's some, but, not as many as normal. Oh, another thing in this version is that redstone takes forever to mine, which is kind of funny. Redstone is pretty useful, though. So, always collect it when you can. So this is my strip mine, which basically, if you don't know what strip mining is, it's kind of just mining in a strip. And so, yeah. So I mine, I go 1, 2, 3, I mine, I go 1, 2, 3, I mine, I go 1, 2, 3. So that's basically how it goes. I don't mine every single ore. I mainly go for diamonds and gold. Whatever I need at the time, and I can always revisit these. I've seen some YouTubers in the past put signs as to what they got, but I haven't really felt like doing that. But yeah, so this is my mine. Yeah, and I just have an easy access stairway. I might end up adding like a minecart way because you can't run in this version. So it would be easier to just kind of have a minecart, which honestly wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I would just have to set it up. But for now, this is my storage kind of facility. I like to keep it deep underground. I'm a little bit of a baby, so I play on peaceful. Though, in the case that I do play on hard or normal or easy, I do have a lot of food. So I have this organized into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. Hostile mob drops, building blocks, food, passive mob drops, and minerals. Now some of these have more chests than others because I have more of these than others. Hostile mob drops. You'll see how I get so many skeleton bones and arrows later. I don't have as much gunpowder because I don't play in harder difficulties, and I don't find much of a use for TNT, at least this early in the game. I'm still relatively in the early game, despite my diamond tools. Though I'd say I'm somewhat in the mid game, actually. So yeah. And then these are my building blocks. I have a lot of these. If I go in this chest, there's a lot of dirt because I was terraforming, or I was trying to get rid of a lot of dirt to kind of manipulate the spawns, which I'll show you that later. And then here's food. You can either kill zombie pigmen in the nether, or make a wheat farm like I did to get a ton of bread. So bread and pork is your best bet. I'm pretty sure if you get mushroom stew, you can stack that. And I think it revives 5 hunger bars. So some people consider that to be the best food. However, I consider bread or cooked pork chop to be the best food because they're easier to get and you can make them automatic. Here are my passive mob drops. And here are my minerals, which is basically just like flint and iron and anything that's pretty much like just like it's kind of like my miscellaneous chest a little bit. Um, they're probably wondering where I put my farming resources. I have a different chest for farming resources, and this also is not my only house, nor is it my only place where I keep items. I do have a few chests up on the second floor. Wait, that's a lie. On the third floor, that's the basement, so this is technically the second floor. This is where I keep all my sugarcane. I don't have a sugarcane farm set up yet. My cactus, my saplings, my roses, my flowers, and some seeds. I also have some mushrooms, but excuse me. I don't. I haven't made a bowl, so yeah. And I haven't figured out a way to farm mushrooms yet, so until I do that, I'm not gonna use these up because I don't really know where to find mushrooms. And then this is just some of my spare tools. I do have some TNT. Um, I think I crafted that because there's no way to get TNT in this version without crafting it. Unless you cheated in, but I'm not cheating. And then here I got some cocoa beans, which, don't be mistaken, there's no jungle logs in this version. You get these from, you can't, I think you can craft these into cookies? I could be wrong, but you probably shouldn't craft these into cookies because these are good for brown dye. Then some miscellaneous stuff. So this is just kind of my junk drawer. Up here is kind of where the main kind of everything is, and then we have my attic up here, which my attic doesn't have too much. It has a crafting table, and this is mainly because I wanted to finish off the roof, so I just figured I'd make an attic. So yeah. So this is kind of the extension of my world. The reason I have that, so I'll pretty much point at everything from here. This is my newest addition, my house. I'm going to try and create a village. This is my automatic wheat farm. That is my passive mob farm. That is my hostile mob farm, which has not been completed. Down there is my skeleton farm, which is fully automatic. This is only semi-automatic. This is fully automatic, and I'm planning for this to be fully automatic. However, I haven't done this yet. What else? Oh yeah, and I also discovered... Wait. Why do I have a button here? Oops. Oops. Okay, let me go fix that. Oh yeah, I also just built this kind of ladder here so that I can go up to the higher levels of the wheat farm. I'll show you that next. Which you've already seen it in my satisfying video, but I haven't explained how it fully works, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so let's start from the bottom floor. So these are the chests. This is a stairway up so that I can kind of access the wall or whatever I need to. These are my seeds. This is my wheat. This is also some wheat along with some bones. So yeah, this is fully automatic or semi-automatic. All you have to do is pull this lever. And so what I've done is I've pretty much made gates. And what that means is you can use redstone torches. You notice how this redstone torch is currently off. That is because let me just real quick make a redstone torch, and then Actually, I might have some block. No, never mind. I'll just get some blocks from here. I'll just get a stack of dirt. I don't even need a stack of dirt. I just only need a couple pieces. So before redstone blocks or comparators or anything, all you really had were redstone repeaters, which is kind of meant to delay things by ticks, redstone torches, which is meant to power things, and levers, and buttons, and pressure plates. Pressure plates aren't super useful, though I might find a use for them in the future. You also have minecarts, which I think can power redstone. Anyways, so you have this, a line of redstone that leads to something, and a lever. Now, this is on, so by default, when I pull this, it's going to power this, which is kind of going to send a signal to this. It's kind of like it's like a switch. It's like a switch. It's less like a redstone block and more like a switch. So the switch is currently on. So it's like a NOT gate, basically. Every redstone torch you place is a NOT gate. Whenever there's a signal not going into it, it is powered. And even if I do this, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it works the same way. So whenever there's not something going into it, it powers. So you can use this for a multitude of things. I mainly used it to maintain distance, and because, so as you can notice, the redstone, this is on. This is currently flicked on, as you can see. You know this is on because this directly powers the redstone. And this barely reaches this. Now that's a problem, because once you want to make more than one level, you actually can't. However, there's a workaround for this. So you see, actually, I'll keep that there. And then, let me break, wait, I don't want to break something. Hold up, let me check. Okay, I'm not breaking anything. Okay. I'm pretty sure this doesn't mess anything up. I just want to make fully sure that it doesn't. There and there. Okay. So that powers that, but also this lever powers this, as you can see. So it's a NOT gate. And this isn't on yet, so I'm not going to show you. You've seen it in my video already, how it functions. Everything falls down and I collect it. So we're going to go ahead and go up another level, and I'm going to show you where the redstone torches go. Let me just make sure I'm still recording real quick. I am. Okay. So then this, as you can see, the redstone torch from before powers this, which then proceeds to go up here, which, so then what happens next is when this redstone signal powers this block, it sends that signal to here, which again, it's a NOT gate, it's a switch, to here, which pulls up the piston. And it's the same on this side too. It sends a signal into this block, which then goes into that torch, which then goes there. So then, because the pistons, when they're powered on, they're down, it's powered off, and the water flows. And then it's the same exact thing for the top. So I just have these redstone torches going up and up and up. And again, they're like switches. And then so what I have is I have a final torch here. And then see how there's like a line of torches? It goes up too. So once I unpower it, this will be on, this will be off, this will be on, and this will be off, which means this will be off, which means, again, it will push this. And then the water flows it all the way down into here, all the way down into here, which then goes to me. Of course, some do get caught in the machine, but it's mostly perfect. And a way I can imagine automating it is by creating a redstone timer by kind of, you know, if you can look up on Google or Firefox or whatever, how long it takes for wheat to grow approximately, have that go off, and then kind of have it go on for a certain amount of time, and then do that. That's what I would imagine doing. You might have to build a bigger machine for that, and it might not be worth it, especially if you're not standing there. But if you want a lot of wheat, then that's how you would do it. Especially if you're playing in harder difficulties and you're going for more hard stuff, or you're playing on a modded thing that makes the game harder or whatever. That's how you would do it. So, let me show you my railways. So far, I have 3 locations that railways can go to. The first, which I built first, is my skeleton farm. Oops. Oops. Okay, this should probably go here. I'll need to fix that later. But yeah, basically you push the button and it pushes you. Oh, okay. So I didn't know you could actually get out of carts that way. That's my mistake. But yeah, so what's meant to happen is you're meant to go down here, obviously. So let me just place some torches anyway, since I need to place some. So you go all the way down here. And this goes all the way down to the farm. And this is just a lot faster than walking. As you can see, I'm just bonking my head. And I would make it higher, but then I would remove the railings above. So I would not want to do that. I should be almost there soon. Yeah, there's some coal, so I should be there right now. Yep, okay. Then to break it, you just use a pickaxe. So what you do here is, I'll show you. So what happens is the skeletons spawn. So let me just go on hard mode. The skeletons spawn, and if you use F3, you can actually see them spawn. So it might take a second, but they'll spawn. Yep, they spawn. And then eventually they go through this water, and then there's some lava there that you can't see. And then the bones, well, they didn't drop bones this time, but you'll see there's some arrows, and there's some bones. And you can just stay here as long as you want, basically. And you know, this is a slower, more peaceful version of Minecraft, so I like to just, you know, just kind of chill out. There we go. Let's go back. I didn't actually know buttons were in this version, but it turns out they are. Instead of making it like this, what you want to do, or let's just assume this is stone, it doesn't make a button, you actually have to do that. Like how you make sticks, which is so weird. So if you ever want to make buttons in this version and you're confused how, just do this and this with smooth stone, and that will help you. So that is one. I have one that goes to my passive mob farm, which you'll see exactly how this works. I've covered all this with water because passive mobs can only spawn on grass. So I've removed all the grass around this area. Of course, it's not perfect because it's within a 300 block radius, I'm pretty sure. However, since I removed most of it, as you can see, I'm still in F3. The animals will take priority and spawn here. Let's see. And yeah, this is just for infinite water, because I have the mob spawn here, and then, yep, as you can see, the only animal that can't be harmed from this is chickens. But when other animals spawn, you know, they go here, their derpy little pathfinding goes down there, and then they fall into that lava. The reason they fall into the lava is because, as you know, or if you don't know, you can cook pork chop, and there's no steak in this version, there's only pork chop. So if you kill an animal while it's burning, it actually drops cooked pork chop. So all I'd have to do, yep, and as you can see, it drops there, and it drops the wool. And so all I have to do is just chill here, and then eventually the animals will, they'll wander into the water, and they'll fall all the way down. And then, so you can just go into E, and then go on another tab and do whatever you want. Because, quick tip, if you press E and go into another tab, it won't pause the game. But if you just go into another tab, then it'll, like, pause the game. Because otherwise you have to press escape. So yeah, that's a quick little tip. That's a quick little tidbit. And finally, we have this mob farm, which I am slowly kind of building out that chunk because I'm pretty sure mobs only spawn within 32 blocks. So I'm going to make kind of like an underground area where they spawn, kind of similar to that, except different because it's passive hostile mobs. And so what I'll do is I'll have them all spawn there, and I'll just make them fall in the lava and make it fully automatic. That's a bit of a bigger project because I decided to be dumb and make it big. But at the same time, the passive mob farm took forever. So this is my kind of little train station. It's very classic Minecraft, as you can see. It's just some sandstone and some logs. And this is kind of like my little town. I kind of burned down a forest, as you can see, to make some room. But all I really have so far is this house. This is not my design. This is Apixel's design. So subscribe to her on YouTube. Because Apixel's amazing like that. She makes like really nice house designs. Let me just light the inside of this house so no mobs spawn. Even though I'm in peaceful. I'm a noob like that. So yeah. So I have, I just have some stuff in here that I'm using. I got some food, I got some building blocks and stuff. And then I have another bed for if anyone else wants to sleep here. You can only sleep at night. And, yeah. So, and also another way to kind of, if you want to just get back there quicker, because if you want to go from the house here, it's kind of quicker to just, since that goes to the train station, I built a little stairway down here, and you can just walk on the rails. And then you can also walk on here, and then walk on down here. So yeah, let me go to the hostile mob farm, and I'll show you what I'm working with. And then that'll be it for this video. Yeah, this is my cactus farm. Yeah, you don't have to block any sand, you just have to block nor the dirt, you have to block the grass. Which is why this water's all here. So I got this kind of dirt bridge built out, and I have kind of like a big chunk. It's not a chunk, since a chunk is 16 by 16, but it's kind of its own thing. And as you can see, I am kind of slowly but surely kind of building this kind of thing out. And yeah. It'll take a while, and I might end up relocating it to a different location or building something over there or something. But this is kind of what I'm working on for now. So yeah, I appreciate all of you watching this video, and subscribe if you want to. I don't upload often, but I try to upload good vibes videos like this, and you can always request what kind of videos you want to see. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. I'll see y'all later. Bye.